Hello, we're here today to tell you about Piaget's stages of cognitive development. Let's start with teacher Stella.
There are 4 stages in Piaget's cognitive development theory. The first stage is the sensory motor stage. The second stage is pre-operational stage. The third stage is concrete operational. And the last stage is formal operational.
The first stage is the sensory motor stage. The sensory motor stage is from birth to around age 2. In this stage, the baby is still trying to make sense of the world. The world is only based on his or her sensory perception and simple motor responses. Infants from this stage begin to develop object permanence, so before the kids begin to develop this, they are unable to understand objects continue to exist even when they cannot hear or see it. Here is an example of before object permanence is developed.
Hey Johnny, do you see the fox?
Yes, I do.
Do you see the fox now?
No, where did it go?
The second stage is the pre-operational stage.
Pre-operational stage occurs from about 2 to 7 years old. During this stage, it is when we learn to speak our first words and gradually learn to represent the world through language. However, we are still limited in the ways we describe the relationships between objects. Children in this stage also develop egocentrism, which is when they can't look at the world from another perspective other than their own.
The third stage is the concrete operational stage. The concrete operational stage is from ages 7 to 11. Children are able to think more logically about the complex relationships between objects. They think logically about concrete operations, but they still lack complete understanding of abstract concepts. In this stage, children develop conservation. They can develop the conservation of number, which is the ability to be able to tell that a number of items remain the same even when the items are expanded or split. Here is an example of a child who had not developed the conservation of numbers.
Hey Johnny, which one of these have more coins?
They're the same.
They're the same? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. How about now? Which one has more?
This one.
This one? The longer ones have more coins?
Yes.
Other than the conservation of number, kids are also able to develop the conservation of liquid. This is when they understand that when water is being poured into a different shaped glass, the quantity of liquid remains the same, even though its appearance has changed. The example I'm about to show you is an example of a child who has not developed the conservation of liquid.
Hey Johnny, does this cup and this cup have the same amount of water?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do? Okay. If I pour this one into here, do you think this cup and this container has the same amount of water?
No, they don't, because this cup looks like to me they have more water.
They have more water? Do you think this one has more water?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
The fourth stage is the formal operational stage.
The last stage in Piaget's cognitive development theory is formal operations, which occurs from ages 12 to adulthood. During this stage, children learn to think abstractly, which is also known as adult reasoning. An example of this would be hypothesis testing, which is basically when a child can learn to reason from a hypothesis. An example would be the question, how would you be different if you were born on a planet that had no light? A child in the previous stages, pre-operational or concrete operational stage, would have trouble answering this question, but someone in the formal operational stage would know how to answer this question. They would say something abstract, such as the people on the planet might not have eyes.
Thank you for watching.